Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
What up?
Hey!
What's going on?
Look at the people in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
In
Yes,
the-
everybody.
Oh my God,
Let me turn this way.
hey, y'all. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
As they say, it's been a month of Sundays.
It has. You know, this is Kitchen Talk, CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Y'all have not forgotten. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to get a good.
You gotta get a good angle, Marvin.
Yeah. I'm trying not to get the hallway right
Wait.
now.
It's been a minute. Marvin got to, you got to stretch it out. Doc got to stretch it out. It's been a minute.
Oh my goodness. You know what? There was sometimes France and I talk and we talk about, taking the breaks or if people gonna miss us or can you really be gone that long? And like maybe we shouldn't, but I don't know. I just felt like we all needed some rest.
Hey, the professionals do it. We can too.
I think so too. And so being off for the summer, although I missed you guys, because y'all know I love this. But it was kind of nice. Just relaxing. On Thursday night and not having to hop on. Not that it's a chore, but sometimes you need a break.
Yep.
Give me a break.
I knew it was
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat.
It's not an after dark show.
Listen,
We missed the whole bar part.
We missed the whole bar. You see, I kept it out. You determined the piece.
Oh my goodness.
Listen. I was talking about a Kit Kat.
Yeah, me too.
See? We missing the whole candy bar.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where JT at when you need him?
See, that's why. That is exactly why. I'm glad he wasn't here for that.
Oh man, right up in the alley. Right on time.
I can't with y'all.
Say what I missed?
We didn't say nothing. Hey JT, how you doing?
Yeah,
You missed it. Oh Lord.
Oh man.
What did I miss?
That was an alley.
We're moving forward. Nope.
Huh?
We not.
Oh man.
Oh goodness. So it was. How was you guys' summer? So let's start there. How was your summer?
Awesome. Long, but blessed to be here. Blessed to be a blessing.
Well, if you asking me,
France had a birthday.
Yes, I did.
Another
blessing.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
yes.
End of June, right?
June 26th.
Yep.
The best day of the year.
No.
You already know it's better than it's
no.
That was a good day.
Better than August. It's better than August.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin, when is your birthday? In February.
September.
Oh, September. September what? That's this month.
Yep. Oh, happy birthday! Your birthday
Hey!
just
September
passed.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, that's why we get along so well. You close to August.
Yeah. You know, September is one of the most popular months. You know,
Says who?
huh?
But August really is it.
To be born in.
August really.
What did
Hey,
you do
listen,
this year,
I'm sorry, brother.
vacation?
You
Doc,
sorry.
Scott, what did you do this year?
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's see here. You know, I'm PIMP, so
Yeah.
I had to go make sure everything was, still in straight, and now let me stop. This summer, as they say in old church, it was just another day that the Lord has kept me.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God for being here.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
JT, how was your summer?
Man, you know what my summer was like? My summer was full of asphalt
On the
because
road
I've been
again?
on the road, baby. Asphalt in cities, man. And diesel and everything else. So that's what.
Staying away from the what they call them, the lizards.
Oh, lot lizards. Yeah, I'm always staying away from them.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Scott said he the PIMP, so he control all of that. And he got.
Look, sometimes you got to go because they don't want to listen. Sometimes,
Yeah. He come through and collect his money, send them back on their way.
Oh my goodness.
God have mercy. Now we go. You know what? I'm gonna stop that because somebody might. Is he actually trying to be?
You're right.
Nah, man.
No,
we know better than that, man. We know better than that.
Now, JT, you have some unsuspecting listener and be like, "Well, is he really?" IMP, power to impact the minds of people. That's
I love it.
I like that.
That's what we
I
do.
like that.
We impact minds.
I love it. I love it. That's
you
nice.
do that, and that's what pimps do. They impact minds. They take control of them females' minds, and then they can't do nothing because the pimp done took control of their mind.
For his mic. Let me mute him. Can I mute him?
Hey,
y'all ain't never seen the Mac when he take them to the planetarium show, and he telling them like, I want to be your father. I want to be your mother. I want to be your father. You can do this. You can be that. All you have to do, baby, is believe in Goldie, baby.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
But I got to shut y'all down on the months though. It ain't no month more popular than December, baby.
December is
y'all know.
Right. It's all right.
You know what it is with December.
December's for Christmas.
Number 2.
December's for
Let
Christmas.
me be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. You know why we like December?
What's going on?
Well, because in December, school ends and we go to break.
Everybody taking a break.
Listen, we all knew when I was at the university, the first week in December, after that, finals week.
Finals week.
It was all over. It was all over.
So you all right. We do appreciate December.
But now, December is a good month because a lot was going on in December to get these August and September babies.
Yeah.
November and December.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Folks was keeping warm.
Now, this is the thing, JT France. She talking about keeping it PG, right?
Right.
And look where she going.
Right.
So
that's just procreation.
In order for someone to stay warm, somebody had to say, "Break me off a piece."
Full
so
circle.
I'm just saying, if you gonna go there,
full circle.
I can't.
Break me off a piece.
Y'all, Y'all got lightning and thunder going on too?
Oh
No,
yeah,
it hit over here earlier.
Kim
yeah,
just text she in the dark.
Yeah, it
yeah.
hit over here earlier.
It rolled
And
through here twice, but we
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Oh thing.
it came down earlier. Yeah.
I heard it was hailing and everything else in certain parts of Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
bad.
I was saying that. I was like, this is not a regular thunderstorm. This is kind of like off because the wind was moving
Yeah.
sideways. So it felt like another hurricane type feel,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
who knows?
Which was how I brought in my birthday this year.
Yep.
Preparing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Ate up all the snacks.
said happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Yeah. So Alisa sent this uh screenshot of a post or something. And the post said we shouldn't be afraid of Friday the 13th. We should be afraid of August the 29th. And it listed like 4 or 5 hurricanes
That hit
that
during
hit
that
on
time.
August the 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Katrina being one of them.
And that
Yeah.
wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
So I said it's probably how I came into the world, like a hurricane.
And still causing a
Yeah.
That's just
hurricane.
who I am.
Trying to tell you. Yeah,
Still
and it's
causing
not, and it's another
And I'm a
another
good
hurricane out
hurricane, though.
there.
I bring goodness.
Man, please, ain't no such thing.
I bring goodness. Goodness. That's what I am. That's what my gift is to the world. Joy and light. So that's what I
Mhm.
spread with my, what I do. But
I
yeah,
feel you.
it was a good summer. I think it was busy. Um got to, go on a vacation, which I was very happy about.
Hmm.
Needed it.
So yeah, went to Vegas. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So you went to Vegas. So now let me ask you this: what'd you do in Vegas? Or
It
what
stays in
happened in
Vegas. Yeah,
what happened in Vegas stays
in
in
Vegas.
Vegas?
Yep, yep. It was a
I'm
great
just
time.
I'm
Great
just
time. I did see Eddie Griffin.
you
Oh, I
did?
know he was good.
He was
Mhm.
hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. He's just funny. He's
He
a
was
good
hilarious.
comedian.
And just real talk. It wasn't even.
Correct.
It was jokes, but not really, because you sitting there like, oh, that's for real. But
Yeah,
it
he
was.
Eddie. If you ever watch this show, Eddie Griffin, he likes to educate you through his comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he be dropping some gems in his comedy.
Yeah, he
He
is
reminds
Hmm.
so
me
so
of a
funny.
like he's definitely a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So he knows how to hit those punchlines, just like what's my Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So he could tell you he could take you all around the circle, and by the end of it, you're like, oh wow, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Kim.
We got
But
so
Kim,
so
yeah,
it,
Kim kind of dark.
yeah, she in the dark.
You
I'm
in
in
the
the
dark
dark.
for real.
Again. Now,
Yeah.
So,
I'm
yeah.
gonna put the light on in the car.
listen,
Wow.
So now
walking
you
in
and
the light.
JT in the car.
Well,
We
dang,
in the
Eartha Kitt.
car.
Well, hey, it's better than being in the closet.
You know what?
Pretty much. How is everybody?
Oh,
We
All
God.
right.
good, Kim.
All
How
right,
you
all
All
doing?
great.
right, all right.
I'm all right. It's called thunderstorms.
I
Yes. Welcome to
know. I
Florida.
know.
Welcome to Florida.
I'm in North Alabama right now, so it's I'm enjoying what I'm enjoying right
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah,
Florida.
I bet you will.
1 minute is raining, the next minute is sunshine.
it was like
now.
a
Hmm.
whole thunderstorm going on outside of my office earlier today, but no
Mhm.
rain.
Yeah,
I just heard the music.
thunder and the lightning.
I didn't even see the lightning, Kim. I just heard the thunder.
I saw it all.
Oh,
You synced it, right? You
I
synced it.
synced it with my very own eyes.
yeah, and no rain.
Hmm.
Kim, how was your summer?
My summer was hot. It was busy. It was stressful.
Oh,
It was summer.
It was summer.
It was summer.
And you had a baby go to college.
I
Yes.
did, and she don't call home, y'all. I have to call her every day.
Hey,
Oh.
get used to
Mm-mm.
it.
I said, did you forget your home training? Why do you talk every day? Mom, I was with my friends. You know, friends be associates.
Yeah. Get used
Listen,
to it until
listen,
she need that
listen.
check.
What?
When
You
they
get that
hit
call
college,
quick.
when they hit college, I tell you, it's a whole nother thing. And like I was telling my wife, a lot of times people like when the father is really invested in his son or his daughter, and they really put a lot of time in, although we might not look emotional or whatever, man, that's a tough time. I
Yes,
mean,
I have not physically cried, but I've been very agitated and like anxious.
yeah, well, you
Uh,
didn't cry, but I tell you what, when my son Mike, when we dropped him off in Louisiana,
mm.
man, listen, and so I was doing okay, right? It was emotional, but I'm doing
So
okay,
you're the bag of water.
man. Yes, and so that morning we were eating breakfast before we left, and he was a little sad, so he was like, "Y'all really gonna leave me?" And
Dang.
man, that thing broke me. Oh man, it broke me. Cause you gotta understand, I've been there from when they head crowned. I've I've
Yeah,
I'm, I've always been there to protect them. And so when he asked that question, I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving my son here to do his thing by himself.
yeah,
Yeah, and it was the same way when Marvin went to the military. Man, when that boy was leaving, hamburger. That was like for me, man, that was a tough time. And then guess what? They feel sad for that moment, and then they
oh
make.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a lot like me. She's not really emotional, like sensitive emotional. Uh her dad was like, leave her alone. We got down the road. I say, okay, you go back and get my baby now. Enough of this. But she's been handling it like a champ. She's been learning how to maneuver on
Mhm.
her own. If she have a question, she'll ask a question. Other than that, it's my food is getting low. I need to go on Amazon and order some stuff from your account.
Yep.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm I'm letting her grow.
that's it. Listen here, as long as they keep money in their pocket, you hear from them. Yeah, well, and call.
No, we can't do that. That's the baby. Like when I say the baby, I'm talking about the baby out of it's between me and her dad is 9 girls. She's the baby of 9 girls.
Oh
Like her,
wow.
my oldest turned 32 today, and then the oldest on her dad's side is 34.
Wow.
So there's a vast. When I tell you, they like, is she okay, Miss Kim? Mama, we need it. She fine. She catching rides everywhere, and she lifting and Ubering everywhere every time I turn around. So she's learning to do it on her own. You're right. When you're used to protecting them and you're used to being there, it's
Mhm.
hard to let them go to be able to explore and experience the world. You have
Mhm.
to rely on your teachings. I pray anyway. So praying and she knows how to pray. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
you have to rely on the foundation in which you built
Yeah.
Yep.
in order for them to sustain in the world. Because I say this to my all my kids, and they hate this. Mama is not going to be there all the time. You have to learn
Mhm.
how to stand firm
Mhm.
on your own and on your own 2 feet. Does
Yes,
not
Lord.
mean that it's not going to worry you. Don't mean that you're not going to stay on your knees and pray. But I have taught them. They have seen me war. They have seen me worship. They have seen me weep. They have seen me build. So they have had life lessons, examples, not just do as I say and
Mhm.
not show them, but I have shown them. So I'm
Mhm.
relying on that, and I'm trusting in the Lord to make sure that she's going to be protected and she's safe and she's going to make good decisions. And
Oh,
even if she mess up and not make a good decision, that she knows how to correct that behavior to not keep doing the same thing over and
Mhm.
over.
Yeah.
So and it's still been hard because I'm used to being hands on. It's one thing when she across town at her
Right.
sister's house. It's
Mhm.
another thing when she's 7 hours down the road
Can't
Mhm.
do it.
and I can't say, hey, what's she doing?
Yeah.
I don't have nobody to call. I got to rely on her
Yeah.
and what I taught her
Yeah.
for her to be able to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just became an empty nester for real, because my grandkids and my other daughter has moved.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's cool. They don't care what y'all say.
So the
I
next
miss
kid
the
was for
noise.
real, Kim?
I miss the noise. I'm like, well,
yeah,
Papa,
because you
I'm
used
about
to
to
be
chill.
reaping and running and tracing and
Oh my
fixing
God.
Yeah.
and
But hey, but guess what? There's another side to that, right?
What's
So
that?
so you be an empty nester, right? So like my wife and I, nest completely empty. And yeah, you miss them at first, but then you get used to the silence. You get used to the quiet. And you know, you worry about them differently when they're away
Yeah,
than versus when they're in the house and they go out.
right.
So when the boys came back for a little while, it became a thing of wow, you know what? When they go hang out and they out late, now I have a hard time sleeping. 'Cause
Yeah, because you want to make sure they get home.
you know what I'm saying? Whereas when he was in college or military or whatever, I'm like, look, they doing whatever they want to do, and I'm going to
Yeah.
sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like yeah, they first leave, it's like I miss them, but after a while you settle in and they settle because they settle in quickly.
yeah,
But once you
Oh, yeah.
settle in, you kind of get used to it, and it's a different type of anxiety versus when they're here now versus when they're away.
Hmm.
Yeah, so my wife and I we were talking about that other one day. Like, you know what? I like it better when they were going out and they were staying somewhere else versus going out and staying.
Because they're supposed to come home. They're
Yeah.
supposed to come in this house.
Right.
So that's what that is.
And the
It's like,
anxiety is
wait a
hard.
minute, they not in this house yet. What's
What's
going
going
on?
on? Yeah. I'm up calling. Hey,
Right. But now if they away, you don't know what time they supposed to be in
see,
their
Right.
that's
house.
the part is that
Yeah.
it's to be honest with you, and I don't know how most parents feel, but there is a thing where there's no control. When they're
Mm-hmm.
with them, when they're with you and they're in your midst, you have some control. But there is a fear when your kids leave you and they're going to college or they're on their own. There's no more. It's almost like you feel like you have no control.
You don't.
yeah, because they're in control now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As I share
They
with my
grown.
students, you are the common denominator now, so it's on you, and that's a part of growing up. They
Mhm.
need to at least start to take the wheel, as they say,
Right.
yeah,
and learn how to drive that car. Because, like you said earlier, Miss Black, you're not gonna be there forever,
yeah.
so they gotta learn how to drive. I'm surprised that you don't have another snitch.
Well,
She'll find one
Snitching on
down
her.
there
well,
soon.
I'm working on it.
I
A
know she
couple of
is.
them. A couple of them.
Because the
Yeah. But
parent
you
snitch is
gotta but
everywhere.
you gotta let them do it. You gotta let
Yeah,
them live their lives. You
Right.
gotta the best thing, and I don't have children yet, but the best thing is making sure that those lines of communication are open
yeah,
so that they know they can always, no matter what, good, bad, indifferent, or whatever, they can come and talk to you about it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the biggest thing. Like
Yeah.
what I loved about my mom, I don't care what it was. It it did not matter. I knew that I can go and talk to her about it.
Mhm.
And I don't care how bad I made it. I don't care what I did. I knew that when I could go and say, "Mom, I done messed up. This what happened, or this happened and it was good, or whatever." So
Hmm.
that's the biggest thing is just keeping those lines of communication open and remembering, you weren't perfect. You made mistakes.
Correct.
Hold up now.
Mhm.
Hold up now. Hold
Yeah.
up now.
Yeah.
Even you,
No,
Marvin.
but
Hold up.
some
Hold
parents
up
don't
now.
feel like. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Some people feel like they ain't did nothing
Yeah,
wrong,
Listen,
yeah.
no, let me
and
just
you
say
have to
this.
be real with this. But you have to be real with your
Right,
kids.
but let me just say this because I need to come because you talking about because everybody went perfect. No, I don't know about all that because when I was bad, I was good.
Good and very bad.
Once again, PIMP is rearing his hand.
Right.
Yes.
PIMP.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's just Kim's. You know what? That girl gonna be all right. She gonna
All
She
be
right.
all right.
is. She is. I really,
my
Kelsey,
thing
though,
is,
watched
my
everybody else
question.
make their mistakes. So
My
she ain't trying to
question
make
to
the same
y'all,
mistake. Hmm.
my question to y'all, do y'all feel like y'all uh instilled everything that you were supposed to instill in them?
Hmm.
I I I think as life happens, there are going to be new things and new situations that come up that you're going to have to address and help them along the way to deal with. But far as of where she is as an 18-year-old young black woman in the world, yes, I have. I have taught her well how to conduct herself, how to advocate for herself. I have taught her what to look out for in people who don't mean you in any good. That's, I've done, and she had great teachers for big sisters. Those things that she felt like she couldn't share with me or that I wouldn't understand because I'm quote unquote old. She had older siblings that she could relate to, and they just kept it 100% real with her. And if it's anything I needed to know, you best to believe them sisters gonna tell. They gonna tell mama, this is what you need to know. Don't you say no, we got it. And I'll be like, okay.
So the snitches running
Hmm.
the family, huh?
Shit on each other. But when it's something bad and they know it's detrimental, like I
Yeah.
love the fact that my girls check each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they really check each other. They don't uphold each other and they stuff. Like when they know it's wrong and they know something that I'm gonna not be happy with, and
Hmm.
that they call me crazy lady. And my I call my kids chapter. My chapter two, my second daughter, she would tell them, y'all know crazy lady. And that's the one that gets everybody back on task, gets everybody together. And then after everything is situated and she got everybody together, she'll come talk to me about it. Okay, this is what was going on.
Hmm.
But when I done fixed it, I done did
I
such and
fixed
such,
it.
such and
That's
such,
right.
and then
I
we
got
done
it.
talked about it. So she's that type because on some things I realize that with Kelsey, even though I got a lot of patience with Kelsey, there's a lot of things that Kelsey's was shielded from that the other girls was not.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So and there's a lot of things that um I'm zero tolerance about that I got to understand that this is a new way. This is a new era. So how
Yeah.
I did my older two girls,
Can't do
I
it the same
can't
way.
do that my baby girl because of how the world is changing, the different influences in the world. And my
Yeah.
mom has always said to me, the influences of the world are sometimes far greater than any influence that you can have. But you have to build and set the foundation for them to be able to stand on it. And then they'll be able to see the things like when things happen in the world, they'll be able to see those things that you have said things about it, have talked to them about. And I commend Kelsey's she's been a good kid. I really haven't had any issues.
Oh,
I
great
just,
kid.
yeah,
Great kid.
she messed up. Mama messed up. I did such and such. I fussing. Her daddy like leave her alone because that's his baby girl. So I can't fuss at her because she good. She gonna get it together. They had a little one-on-one talks, and I don't have any. It's just some things I don't bend on. I don't bend on it because that's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, she was working all through high school. She did her
Yeah,
thing.
she
Chick-fil-A, then
worked,
come back and
went
did
to
her
school,
schoolwork.
and did
Yeah.
extracurricular activities. I have no
Cheerleading.
problems.
Yeah, man. She earned that. She earned that. And knowing that she did that, she's prepared. She's
Yeah,
prepared.
and I'm not gonna tell. I'll tell any parent it is not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
never easy. But when
I
you
a-
want better for your kids than what you have, you still make them let them know that they have to earn.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't just hand them everything. That's so problematic when I see a lot of parents just overcompensating and just
Yeah.
handing their kids everything. You have to make them earn it because they're respected more, they'll cherish it more. If you make them earn it, they'll appreciate what it is. They'll
Mhm.
understand how you work hard to get what you want. Because I never handed mine
mhm.
anything.
Mm.
They had to earn it.
You was gonna say something?
That's
Who,
JT.
me?
I thought JT
JT.
was saying
I
something.
thought JT was about
Oh
to say
yeah. No, I was saying that because I was listening to Shannon Sharp during his when they do the show before they do the Hall of Fame speech, and he was talking about how before he left home to go to Savannah State, he asked his grandmother like, "What am I supposed to do?" And She simply told him, like, if I have not prepared you, I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. If you don't know what you're supposed to do right now as you walk out this door, then I don't know what to tell you. Then I was like, wow. But he said that, I mean, she prepared them the best way that she could for one woman being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for what she knew. I know I was watching or had the TV on while I was at work. Um
I'm gonna start that one day. That's called relaxing.
and
Woo.
y'all know the Breakfast Club comes on BET now.
Okay.
And it was a lady on there. It's so interesting this night took this kind of turn. Um but it was an older lady. She had to be in her 30s or so, and she was still lamenting and salty and upset because she felt like her mother failed her.
Mm.
Like she didn't teach her properly and this and that and the other. And their discussion was maybe she did the best she could with what she had, with what she knew.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There is no manual to
yeah,
parenting.
yeah,
And then the people that may have tried to write a manual, some of them didn't even have kids. So how
Right.
can
Exactly.
yeah,
how can you write a manual? And then you can't cookie cut a manual because people are different.
Yeah.
yep,
You
Yeah.
can have twins at the
Family
same
dynamics are
mother, and
different.
they can be
yep.
totally different
Well,
kids. You can't treat
right.
every person, every child, the same way. And
You can have.
so
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
when do you get to an age where you give this grace? They were talking about this grace and forgiveness to your parents that you feel like they didn't raise you. And then at what point do you come to yourself and say, hey, let me get myself together?
Yeah, it's on
You
me
know,
now.
at 30 something, why are you still crying because your mama ain't raised you or how
Yeah,
Because
you thought you should have been raised?
because you're
When
too
did you have
busy
the
looking.
resources of whatever it was that you thought or didn't know? How can a 15-year-old know how to raise a child when they still a child?
yeah.
And then even going back and back and back when they used to give 12-year-old girls to grown men as wives just to have babies. Thank God for progress. Now you got to at least be 18 to get
Yeah.
married. But it was property. We were property, you know. So it's just strange that people feel like when they get in their 30s and 40s, you need to go to therapy, get that worked out. Your parents may have done the best they could with what they had, with what they knew. And again, Kim saying, the overcompensation, because you either gonna do two things. You're gonna do what they did, or you're gonna do the total opposite of what
Opposite.
they did.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times if you don't work it and find that middle ground, then you could grow up in the I got siblings. We all grew up in the same house. Asked us asked us what our vision was growing up. And you probably gonna get five different visions
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Different
Mm-hmm.
experiences in the same house.
Different.
in the
Everybody,
Is
same
it?
house.
everybody
Exactly.
look at it different.
Right. And so then that comes with how I'm gonna raise my children, how my sister gonna raise her children, how you gonna raise
Mm-hmm.
your children. And it just like for me, I probably wouldn't do anything different. But and like Kim was saying about times being different, to me that means I need to hold on a little tighter, but not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily, maybe not.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
won't know that until my child get here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is too is it's more difficult to raise children now because it's so much information.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that it's good information. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of stuff out there, and it's right in front of them,
The
and so they
exposure.
see it. And so we talk about programming all the time. So from a young age, these children are being programmed
Hmm.
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
to the to the ways of the world.
Well, I would say, Doc, that different times come with different challenges, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So imagine raising your child during the Jim Crow era.
Yeah.
imagine raising your child during, slavery. It's not easy. They didn't have some of the things that we have. I think again, different times bring different challenges. Now, this
I
current
think,
time, there's a
but
lot of challenges
I,
for parents to kind of navigate through this
those are different
process.
things, though. Those are different things. Because, okay, so when you talk about coming up through Jim Crow, it's teaching your kids because you're worried about when they go out that door what these people would
Gonna do to them.
do to them.
Yep.
What I'm saying now, we're living in a day and time where they're trying to put stuff in them,
Yep.
you
But we
know,
still have,
and
they got to be careful
so,
of what's going to happen to them.
right, you're
Just
right,
going back to Trayvon Martin, you can't
but
barely go down the street. So we still,
right, but
it's different times, different challenges.
yeah, but again, and that's all what you're talking about. See, when you look at parenting, right, and just look at it from this standpoint. When you look at parenting, there is that arc of protection and care and control, that type of thing. And when I'm looking at that there, I'm looking and worried about what people would do to them and how can I protect them and keep them safe in that sense. But then the other part of parenting is the nurturing, it's the raising, it's the instilling, it's the training them up in the way they should go. Those are two different things. And so when you ask the question, did you give your child everything? You feel like you taught them? It wasn't. Now that question is more so focused on what do you feel like you instilled in them?
Mm-hmm.
What you felt like you needed to instill in them more so than did you teach, protect them, you know what I mean?
Yes,
And so
sir.
I think when you start looking at it, you comparing what you're saying back then to now, it's different because of so much stuff that is trying to, the world is trying to, it has a better opportunity to instill stuff in them now. Whereas
Yeah.
before, you could shield them from that and you can raise them and put in them and talk to them and teach them what you wanted them to know at home.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now it's so much other stuff out there that you as a parent have to fight against.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
Mhm.
much different knowledge, so much different information. And again, it's not always good information,
Right.
but it's common information. And we live in a day and time where if it's common, it must be true.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Interesting because um when you were saying that, I was thinking that is true. Does that change what we try to instill in them, no matter what's going on with the different challenges of different eras or whatever? What's the common thing that we try to instill in the child, no matter what? Does that change?
Well, I don't think it should change. I mean,
No, it don't change.
I think certain foundational principles shouldn't
Right.
change. But I think what happened is sometimes we kind of sway and lean a little bit from the standard, trying to reach our kids because we know it's so easy for them to be distracted, and
Right.
so certain stances that you used to be staunch on, you
Yeah.
may start trying to
Like the
give a
yes
little
ma'am,
bit.
no ma'am. Yes sir, no
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Now it's just yes and
What?
Not long, but yes.
Well,
Huh?
mama, well, mama, you could not harm my mama. Mm-mm.
Because if you hung, you could hear.
Huh.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
But I
Oh
think
So
Lord.
it does seem like you were just saying, like we have maybe fallen away from some of those foundational principles, or it appears that way.
well, I think in a lot of ways we have, but it's again, it goes back to how do I reach them? So
Mhm.
sometimes we feel like if, okay, for example, as a parent, right? I'm gonna be strict. I'm gonna be stern. I'm gonna stick to yes sir, no sir, right? Well, I do that with my kids, right? And then there are all these other kids that don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in their mind, they're thinking, okay, you know, Dad, you are just, you
Something
know,
wrong with you.
yeah, you know, so it's like, and so then you start trying to give a little bit, right? Or what do you do? That's the thing. It's me personally, I didn't give, but I try my best to not discipline without conversation.
Mm.
So because I'm gonna stand on what I stand on, I'm gonna say what I say, do what I do, but then there's gonna be conversation because I'm gonna explain this is where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did my best. One of the things I used to tell my boys when they started getting a certain age, okay, look, part of becoming a man is communicating. Part of becoming a man is being able to communicate. If you got something going on with you, then let's do what? Communicate.
Let's talk it out.
Let's talk it out. Don't sit there and hold it in and be quiet and act like a baby. No, part of being a man is communicating. You're growing up, so now I need you to what?
Communication.
Communicate.
Talk
Yes.
to me, right?
Communication. Yes. Yes.
So yeah,
Answering a text when people text you. Yes.
that's different.
I hate that.
See, JT,
Huh?
when you PIMP, right? So what you have to do, you have to get in their head. When they call you, you don't answer right then, man. But they
Y'all
know.
are terrible.
But they know
Then
when
they
I
feel
call
like-
them, they better answer.
Terrible.
Oh snap!
Oh
They
my God.
better answer when I call them.
Just terrible. Okay, listen.
And it's a shame that most people feel.
Oh my goodness. I'm not saying you, Marvin.
Pick it up.
I had to call him.
Pick it
I
up.
had to call him. Just terrible. Just terrible. Y'all terrible. Oh my
God.
goodness.
I
Okay,
can't.
so
Classic.
did
That was
y'all
a,
see?
that was a good one.
Did y'all see? This was so funny over the summer to me. Not funny, but kind of funny. Terrible, but kind of funny. The whole boat fight.
Oh yeah.
scene.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Montgomery
Sorry, but I
Braun.
enjoyed it.
You and half of the
saying.
world.
Montgomery
Oh
Braun.
my goodness. Okay, so JT probably would have jumped off the boat and
We do
swam
not
over
promote
and
violence.
got in the fight.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know about France.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I can't let.
Went up. Mm-mm.
Hooty hoo!
Man, we had Mutaki Akbar on here several times, and Mutaki said something that I said that is the truth. When you get a certain age, you don't fight in the street; you fight in the courtroom. Because if you fight in the courtroom, you're gonna get paid.
Yeah,
In the street,
Wow.
you're going to jail.
yeah. But man, they was.
But now
I can't let a
ain't gonna
black
tell
man
you
get
no
work
lie.
like
I
that.
was impressed that people actually jumped in and helped.
Yeah. Now, I
That
agree
was
with
me.
that piece
Sticking that
because we
together.
live in an age where people would have just kept filming and he would have got beat down and nobody would have done it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am in the mode of okay, let's do something, and that's just my character. But at the end of the day, nah, doubt.
You wouldn't have thrown no bows?
Oh no, I probably would have, and I
Okay.
have.
I was listen. I was just finna say, man. I don't care what. I don't care what nobody say. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of y'all. If I see somebody jumping on y'all, I'm in that thing. I'm in it.
That's where it gets even more, when it hits home even more, when it's one of your homies,
Yeah.
when it's one of your people. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be Aquaman, and we diving in. Across there.
We throwing hands, baby.
Threw the lady in the water. Don't care.
Listen,
That
somebody
did my-
going
Who's
down.
with the chair?
I ain't
No
doing
man.
don't know where
The
you-
chair part got me because
Yeah, that was the funniest thing in the world, though.
yeah, I mean, I think she had to say something. She
For him to
had
drop that.
say
Oh yeah, he dropped. Boy,
something
listen.
for him to steal because she was just on the ground already. So I think she
Yeah, I don't
continued
know
to
why he
say
hit her in
something
the head with that chair like
because she
that.
said something. She
No,
She
had
I
was,
to,
mean,
Had
but she
to.
hit on him something.
yeah, she
no,
had to
listen,
provoke
no.
him.
At that point, I don't think she said anything. Homeboy was just in the place where this was WWE,
Whatever he hit.
and I don't have a top rope, but I got a chair.
Baby, that
Yeah,
chair.
yeah. Because I don't think he should have hit her with a chair. I mean, that's what got him arrested.
Not
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
she was already
Yeah.
down.
First of
Yeah.
all, it was
Yeah.
a woman. Yeah, and first of all, it was a woman. The only thing
Yeah.
I didn't agree with, that was a woman.
So
Yeah.
there's a thing
You were
going on
already
right
stronger
now
than her.
where
That's no need.
we have to know when enough is enough. So
Yeah.
there's a guy in New York who was trying to hold down somebody else and then end up killing the guy
Mm.
because
Yeah,
the
and he
guy
come on
was
the subway. Yeah.
on the subway. So okay, yeah, you want to, make sure nobody gets hurt and make sure nobody gets toe up. So you have to know when to restrain yourself. And I think that's the
I mean,
kind of
I
thing.
think- I
Everybody
think
want to
that
jump in,
situation-
but don't know how to.
I think that situation was a little different too, Franz, because this is the thing. In New York, the guy was talking and making threats, but he hadn't touched anybody, right?
He didn't.
He hadn't
Correct.
touched anybody. He hadn't harmed. But I look at it two ways. I'm looking at it if my wife or my family member or somebody was on there, I would think how they would feel. And so I would want someone to be there to protect them, right?
Yep.
So I got that part.
Right.
But here's the thing. If you choke somebody out, you know when they go limp.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
there's a moment in there when they go limp and you can let them go and
Go.
they can survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It happens in UCF all the time, MMA.
Yep.
It happens. They choke
Mhm.
them out, right? And then they let them go because you can feel their body go limp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got two guys holding his arm and one guy choking him out.
Yeah.
And wasn't the guy that was choking him some kind of military trained?
Military
He had
guy,
a
yeah.
military background. He had a
Some kind of
military
training.
background.
So he knew exactly what he was doing.
So
Mhm.
at that point, it's a thing of even if he couldn't tell that the guy was limp, the individuals who was trying to hold him and stop him from fighting,
Yeah.
Holding
they
him.
know when he went limp.
Yeah.
And so at that, to me, that situation, is totally different because you got a guy, one, who hadn't touched anybody. But I think, again, he's making people feel uncomfortable. If my family member was on there, I would want somebody to make sure they're safe. But at the same time, this guy goes limp, and you for you to continue to choke
Continue.
him until he's dead, that meant he was limp and you still holding on.
And
Yeah.
the
That was
other
premeditated
thing to that
murder.
too is just a sense of humanity, right?
Yeah.
So even though the lady got baptized in the water in Montgomery, somebody still picked them up and got her out of the water. You see what I'm saying? So it's something. Do we want to protect our people? Do we not want it to escalate? Sure. We want to make sure that you're fine, and that people get to go home. At the end of the day, I say I want to make sure that you go home because that person has a family. You got a family.
Yeah.
We want people to go home. Just be
And that
safe.
was the best to me when at the end of the day, that was one of the great things is the fact that everybody was able to everybody was able to get up. Let me
Yes,
put it
sir.
like that. Everybody
Yeah.
didn't go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But
That had to get
but
behind them
everybody
bars.
was able to get up and walk away. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
And the
two, it brought
police
back that
seem to
old
be-
school situation where we could have that
It was just that fist fight.
complication, just a fist
Yeah.
fight. Nobody brought out a gun or a knife, and then
Yeah.
it's a whole nother situation. You know what I mean?
And
So
even the
that's why-
police seem to be trying to rein it in some kind of way. Because even when they had the guy with the chair on the ground, it was another lady came and tried to kick him in the head, and the police
Yeah.
pushed
Yeah.
her away. I
Yeah.
was like, that's what I'm talking about.
But
But
again,
he's already down. Why are you over here?
but again, so and so I look at it from so many different angles like that. And so, it's like those officers are doing their job, right? And so
And they didn't kill anybody.
and I'm glad
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up because
Yes.
so many times when we talk about police now, we talk about negative, you know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and we don't applaud the positive.
Yep.
You know, like every cop you see, I mean, every police is not dirty. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yep.
That's just
Yeah.
like every, you know, I mean, you got some bad cops, you got some good cops, you got some good white people, you got some bad white people, you
white
got some
people,
good
yeah.
black folks, and you got some bad black folks. You know, it's good and bad all over. You know what I mean? And so I like the fact that you did point out the fact that the officers there, they were doing their job, and like you said, no one died
No one
because
does.
the officer or someone pulled out a gun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
In that situation, it was what it was, and they did what they could do to get it under control.
And to be honest with you, this is not something that's new, right?
No.
And we see it. We just don't see it all the time filmed. Now it's going to film more and more.
Oh yeah.
When
Yep.
you go to any major event, sporting event, you see it more and more now because people pulling out their phones and they're
Everybody got
filming
their
these
phone.
situations.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And
I have a disagreement with you. Okay, they fight in the stands, they fight in the street, they fight in the, you know, I'm thinking of Dr. Seuss now. We fighting everywhere.
but
Green eggs and ham.
We
that
fight
goes
in the
back to-
stands. We
Oh,
It
God.
goes back to what you said earlier too, though, from the standpoint of people are so ready to film and not ready to step in.
Correct.
That's it.
How many
Mhm.
fights could have been avoided if the person that was trying to film would have stepped in and said, "Hey, y'all, cut that out."
Hey,
Correct.
listen,
Correct.
bro,
But
and
it's
you
time to
know
get
what?
that footage.
That
But
my
we
thing.
want that
wouldn't-
footage.
we
And to
wouldn't
be
pull
honest
that
with you,
phone
I
out.
think these people
But you
made
know what?
money
We
off
would
of
not
the
have
film.
seen George Floyd if somebody ain't had their phone out.
No,
Yeah.
I got
Yes.
that, and so again, social media when used for what it was initially intended for is good. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
and so in that situation, it worked powerfully because America was able to see what we as Black Americans talk about all the time.
Yep.
They were able to see it, and it was like, wow, that really happened. And so
Yep.
that's when the situation where it worked the way it was supposed to, the way it was supposed to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and you know what? What else? There are so many people that could have also been alive had people done what they should have been not been
Yeah.
doing. It like okay,
De-escalate.
there were so many times where okay, some years ago, that when the guy was out there drowning in the freaking water and people standing on the side with their cameras laughing while this dude keeps going
It's
under.
driving.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, somebody help him,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I know a lot of
that
everybody
was
can't.
That was the bright side of the situation. When that hat went up and he knew he
Yeah.
needed help,
There it is.
they came out. They came out now. So the consequences went down. And I think that, you know, if it's gonna go down like that, let it go down. Nobody got hurt in terms of nobody died. Everybody went home and we can fix this thing up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But even
I think
then,
that's how it should
people
be.
were filming. Even then, people were filming, just standing watching, talking about, oh, look what they're doing, and somebody need to help him. And they got the phone
on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one version that I saw, they were on the boat that couldn't get in, and that's why the lady kept saying, "Y'all help him, y'all help him."
Yeah.
But no, but there were some people on the pier.
Oh,
filming.
okay.
Yeah, there was some. I saw a version with the people on the pier.
Yeah, saying, "Oh, they jumping him. Somebody need to help him."
I'm gonna
And you standing right there.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
looking
Well,
for
I'm gonna tell
somebody,
y'all
but
the truth.
nobody
I don't know
showing
how
up.
to fight, so I probably would be the one saying, "Somebody, please help him."
Lisa.
I can't.
No, I got you, but I'm gonna say this right here, right?
bite him on the ankles, Lisa.
That's Chihuahua.
Y'all say good night to JT Plummer.
But Lisa, I'll say this: you don't know how to fight because you ain't mad enough.
Oh,
And haven't been
is.
pushed.
yeah.
Listen, when
Cold red.
When the right button get
Well,
pushed,
now you know what? That's probably true because Lorraine and I did tag team this girl one time.
Mm.
She was
Lord,
like way bigger than us, so we had to.
world star.
See?
You right. You right. You right.
What a video.
You right. And she threatened to drown us at the pool, so my mama came and got us.
Dang, so she could have got jumped on by 3 midgets, huh?
See? Oh, JT, you showing out.
I'm just hey, listen, man. This
Y'all
this the
say
first
so
shot.
long to JT Plummer. You will never see him on Kitchen Talk again.
Hey, man, I love you too, Lisa. You know it's all in love.
I agree with you,
You know.
Dr. Scott. Sometimes you got to have the right buttons to push.
Mhm.
Ironically, I hope what we saw in Montgomery helped push some of the buttons for us to say, okay, we can do better. We can be
Right.
better. And we need to put this down.
Yeah.
We may not need to fight in terms of a physical fight, but we need to start fighting so that situations like that and other situations that we've talked about on this show so many times,
Yeah.
we can start addressing.
Yeah.
At
It was,
some
Yeah.
point, we got to say, you know what? Enough is enough.
Yeah.
dude
That's
was
it.
just
The
trying
hat
to
is
do
up.
his job. Dude was
Let-
just trying to do his job. You
Correct.
know,
Mhm.
privilege, acting like they ain't
Yeah.
got to, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. We just trying to do our thing. We trying
Yeah.
to live right. And,
Yeah.
and now I just need y'all to vote.
Yeah.
Going back to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the hat got to go up.
Friend
people
gonna
can
run around
say-
to the vote thing.
But let me
Please.
say this. Let me say this too, right? And it's going back to social media. One of the things that we have to understand that we're in a war. And as Americans, we just don't know who our enemy is, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
Because with the way social media works, you got foreign companies that are using AI and paying
Mhm.
people to do advertisements and things like that. So that's why you start hearing all the time the dollar's failing, the dollar's failing. Where do you think that's coming from? I mean, yes, America has some issues, and that's them saying that is feeding into the fact that okay, the dollar may fail because it's putting fear in the hearts of the people, right? Because when you understand how money works and how a country's economy works, our economy is strong, so forth and so on, and it's not based off of how much gold we have, but it has to it has to deal with the stability of the country, the stability of your money. But if you can get the people in that country to start feeling like the money is not stable and start pulling their money out of, you know what I mean, and putting their money other places, so forth and so on. So all I'm saying is we're at war, and like I said, we got to figure out how to end these wars. The thing is one thing too is when you're in a war, you got to identify who your enemy is.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And a lot of times we're so focused on the minors that we
Because
forget
it's the inner me.
yeah, we forget the
find each
majors.
other.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're looking at this little
Warning
stuff and like and
ourselves.
not realize, wait a minute, what big plan they really got going on.
Mm-hmm.
You put this out here so I can focus on. It's like a musician now. Musician gives you something to focus on while he's
Let me do
actually
the trick.
doing something else behind the scene. That's
Mhm.
the trick.
Yes.
Got to get you, focused on the wrong thing.
Well, that was
Mhm.
the magic of whatever that last one was we had. President.
Oh,
Mhm.
45.
But I mean, that's the truth be
Who?
told. That's the magic of the House of Representatives right now. That's the magic of Congress.
Yeah.
They
That's the
all
magic of
crazy.
the Senate. It's and so you got to understand that.
So I think
Yeah,
one
we're
of the
not
things
talking
you said,
about
Doc, that I appreciate is that we are at war, but we must forget that the war is never really over. We
Never.
always have to be vigilant. Yeah, that's
Always
what the word said. The word say be vigilant. I got a lot of passes in here.
Be
The word
Ah.
say be vigilant. So we got to be vigilant and we got
And
to
sober.
correct, and look at what's happening and be ready to react. And well, I'm gonna give two words: proactive and reactive.
Reactive.
So we just like in Montgomery, some of these people were proactive and some of these people were reactive. So we got to be ready to rumble in these streets. But I was definitely, just like most of the people who saw it, impressed that people were proactive,
Yeah.
because it could have been much worse.
Yeah.
If nobody came to help
Help
him,
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
it could have been much
Yeah,
worse.
but
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to give an award, my award goes to the Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, most
Absolutely.
definitely.
Aquaman, boy.
Yeah.
Most
Aquaman.
definitely. To
Aquaman.
jump
Yo,
off another
Aquaman.
boat and come
Absolutely.
cross
Hey,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
get
and then you
out
know
the
the water
water.
got heavy.
Yeah.
When he was getting out, them clothes got heavy, so he was struggling to get out
Yeah.
the water.
No,
But when he got
it was the lady in the background for me that was on the boat. Like, ooh, look at that boy! That boy that's swimming across there. To go help, help. That boy finna go over there. Help that man.
She was commentating, boy. She was commentating.
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh man, yeah.
We gonna get
I
better
was
once
like,
those
look at
buttons
them
are
like
pushed.
coming to the aid and the rescue.
Once
Coming to
those
the
buttons are
rescue.
pushed, Lisa, you will swim, you will run, you will
Yeah.
crawl to ensure that you have the victory. So, man, great talk. Great talk.
Always
Great.
good for us to catch up with each other. Oh, I got this one other thing that I saw, and then I'm gonna let y'all go.
What's that?
So this was so funny to me. There was a news article about a couple who sent invoices to no shows for their wedding.
I saw
Oh
that.
yeah, I remember. I seen that too. Yeah, I
So
seen
they
that somewhere.
RSVP'd, but they didn't show up, and they sent them an invoice for them to pay what they had to pay. What y'all think about it?
What's wrong with that?
I probably need to send some out today.
Yeah, nigga. And you can send that bill all you want to, but you might as well go ahead and send me to the collection agency because I ain't finna pay that shit.
Correct. Correct.
That people
I
don't
mean, I
pay
get it because
you.
that probably was out of a lot of money. It's why
Yeah.
they did that. And you know, I could.
$112 per person.
Well, let me say this. Right?
That's
Ain't
why you
nobody
should just
tell them
be
to
at the
have
go
a
to
wedding that
courthouse.
expensive in the first place.
What you say, Marvin?
Ain't nobody tell them trying to have a wedding that expensive in the first
Did you
place.
just hear me say they should have went to the courthouse?
But Miss Black, man, do you feel like it's watered down, or somebody may feel like it's watered down if you go to the courthouse?
No, I went to the courthouse. It's okay. It's cheaper, 30 minutes or less at the
I
door.
think it depends on.
It depends on the individual. A lot of people want
depends on
that
the
fanfare.
individual.
I didn't want that fanfare.
If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. But at the end of the day, it's still it's a tough pill to bite when you don't show up. But Marvin, you're right. Regardless if they show up or not, it's you the one who got to pay the
That's
bill.
right.
You the one who invited them. So
Right.
there's
Because
another
my
guy
thing-
who invited his whole. I can't remember his name. One of these reality show stars. He just got yelled at, screamed at, fussed at because he invited all these people to his girlfriend's birthday party, and they expected him to pay, and he was like, "Y'all gotta pay."
Yeah, I saw that
Oh,
too.
wait a minute. They went to dinner?
They went to like
Yeah.
a birthday dinner.
Oh, well, they should have known better than
invited
that.
or somebody else invited.
He invited them.
Oh. See, the rule is if I invite you, then I pay.
You got
No, if I ain't told you I'm gonna pay, then I ain't paying.
But then I
Hey, we going to eat. We going to do such and such, such and such. Okay, you can come. I mean, y'all want y'all to come on, fine. I'm not telling you that I'm gonna pay for your food. What I'm saying to you is, you're welcome to come where we at. I want you. I'm asking you to come. I ain't telling you don't pay for it now.
It all depends on how you say it.
Yeah.
I see it as you paying for your own food.
I think if anything for the wedding, that's what should have been stated from the very beginning. Look, if you
Well,
don't
you
come,
did because you said I'm coming.
yeah, but if you need to
and they
make
were
this.
saying that they had checked with the people periodically a number of times.
Yep.
And you said,
nope.
I'm coming.
They got to make it
But
clear.
things happen.
If you don't show,
Everybody tell you to fly.
you got to
all
pay.
that money out there.
Yep.
But then
and Ms. Black is right. Things do happen. You don't know what happened on the other people's end to cause them not to be able to
out. They did not send invoices out. They just posted it on Facebook as a little petty rant. But they didn't do that.
And
They
I
were just
bet you
joking.
that caused them to get so many views
It did.
that it paid for all of the people who did not show to the wedding.
And then I don't know if it did that, but they did say one couple did feel bad and they wanted to pay the invoice. They were like, no, we just messing around. But they were saying that their feelings was a little hurt, for the
Yeah, and I
show,
get that, but you have the wedding that you can pay for. That means
no, they
you
weren't
should
saying
not
they
be
could.
expecting.
That wasn't.
So
that wasn't
is
the
the
point.
wedding just a show?
It wasn't. That wasn't the point. The point was not about the money.
The point was
It
y'all
was about just
RSVPing and
them
y'all
no
ain't show up,
showing.
had us wasting this money.
Yeah, it was
But
about
that's
them
the
not
same point. It's
showing,
about
no
money.
showing. That's
And
what
my
it was
thing
about.
is this: who was the wedding for?
The lady?
We're not even finna go through all of that.
I know. I mean, I
Everybody got
promise you,
all
we not
kind of
finna go
stuff.
there.
It
No, I
depends.
The
wasn't going
wedding for
to.
everybody, the
It
groom
depends
too.
on-
No,
It depends
listen.
on what your preference is.
No.
It depends on what
Yeah, I
you
wasn't
need to
going
marry
there. I
somebody
wasn't going there
that's
like
got the
that.
same idea you got about a wedding, whether y'all gonna go to the courthouse or whether y'all gonna
Listen,
have a
I
big
wasn't going
wedding.
there, Lisa.
Y'all
So
need
you
to
can back
decide
up.
that among the couple.
You can
Don't
back
be
up,
around
Lisa. I
here
wasn't going
discounting
there.
weddings just
I
because
wasn't
you want
going
to go
there.
to the courthouse.
Hey, what, Dr. Scott? Did I just boy, listen, I'm talking about
Listen,
I'm talking about, hey, there go that button that she should have used to fight somebody.
Cause baby, she went straight in, baby.
Hey, what?
Somebody's definitely gonna get beat down now.
But hey, listen, somebody gonna be hurting from the knee down.
JT, now enough is enough now.
I'm done.
Oh boy.
JT, enough is enough.
All right.
All right now. Let that be your last one.
What do you mean? Who is the
Y'all
wedding
too
for? Oh my
much.
Well,
goodness.
listen.
Y'all too much.
Boy, that she turned red real quick. That right there.
As red
I
as my
was-
hair.
Hey, listen.
Boy,
I was
listen.
asking that question from the standpoint of: is it for the couple that's getting married or the people that's coming to watch? That's where I was
Both.
going.
Both.
It's a ceremony for the couple that's getting married, so you shouldn't worry about whether these people come or not, and you shouldn't be trying to make it fancy
Yep.
because you want to impress those people.
Yep.
It's-
If
it's-
they come,
it's
they
you.
come. If they don't, they don't.
Right. I'm supposed to getting married to the love of my life.
Yep.
So this is our day,
Yep.
and this should, whether they come or not, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time
Because it's you and me against the world.
for a lifetime.
That's good. That's real good.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Real
Yeah.
good.
Until I'ma
Okay.
stop.
All right. Go to the courthouse. Go do a little small church ceremony. When I say
Listen,
small church, I'm
went
talking
to
about after
dinner
church
with a friend,
with a few people. Yeah, anybody can spend all that money.
and that's what she said. She said, "You know what? I'm gonna have it during Sunday morning service. If you make
Yeah,
it to
after we
service,
can do it
you're
after
part of the
church.
ceremony."
Oh,
We
I
not
seen that.
spending all that money for people to have eat my food, throw my food away.
Man, listen, I was
When I could be building something for us long term with them thousands and thousands of dollars.
Nah.
facts.
At
I
the
was
end of
looking
the
at
day,
this.
though,
There
you
is
can
a
still do
boy.
that.
There's
Go
a
ahead,
reality TV. There's a reality TV show where this couple was about to get married, and this man literally told her, was like, "Yo, this is the budget. This is what we doing." And she said she was not gonna marry him if the wedding wasn't at least $100-something thousand.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
And that man,
Yes.
and I was like, and like Chad Johnson said, she's a liability.
Yep.
So I was like, bro, and so the whole
And he didn't
thing
know
was
that
centered.
before he asked her to marry him.
That's the thing. You knew who this chick was before you asked her to marry you.
Come on.
You knew she was a gold digger. You knew what she was about.
Exactly.
Listen,
Well, sometimes
I ain't saying
people
she
do
was a gold
change.
digger.
But she ain't messing with no. He ain't.
Look, like
Oh,
the
listen,
emoji saying,
listen. Old boy wouldn't broke by a long shot. He just told her. He just told her straight up, "I'm not paying $100-some thousand for no wedding."
Yeah.
You know. So I was like, yeah, I don't blame you, bro. I wouldn't do that junk either.
Now,
Courthouse it'll be.
if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
But hey, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Ain't nothing you can do about it.
That's why we gonna get married after church. It
Sunday
ain't nothing you
morning,
can do
first
about it. The only
Sunday,
thing you can do about
first
it is say you don't want to get married. Can I have my ring back, please?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
whole nother
first Sunday, you
conversation
got
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
That's
Get
all.
Yeah,
back.
To
you
each
said
his own. If you
First
want to
Sunday
have a
in
big,
December.
large wedding, you have a big,
Yeah.
large wedding. If you don't, you don't.
That's
Y'all
right.
just make
Today,
sure
Dr. Scott
that
said it
y'all
right.
agree on it.
It's for the couple. You know, everybody else is just extra. So you make it, you make it. You don't, you don't.
yeah. Oh
I just
man.
thought that little article was very funny. But
Well,
they
this is a
did
great
talk about
And there
they
are the
never,
lights.
they
a
never
great
said,
first kitchen talk.
oh,
And
Yeah.
I'm
welcome
in the
back. Welcome
building.
back. We done talked about a little bit of everything under
A
the
little bit of
sun.
everything. We just chatting.
Mhm.
Just chatting. It's so good to see y'all in
I'm looking forward to the season.
the cyber
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
Yes, we are looking forward to it. Next week, we're gonna get our COVID update.
Miss Tatum.
Miss Tatum.
Ooh.
I
I
hope
was
I'll
in
be
her
home
camp
next
Put on
today.
week,
y'all
man.
mask. Y'all better put on
I
y'all mask.
Yeah, I know, right?
We
I don't
got
want to be. I don't want to be doing the show from the truck my truck all the time. I'm trying to be home at some point during these shows.
You
But
making that
money
money,
got to be
right?
made. Money
It
got
don't
to be
make
made.
sense.
well,
Yeah,
we
you
are
making a
here
couple
every
dollars,
Thursday
right?
night at 9 o'clock. You know what it is.
Some people got to
Got to
have.
have it. Yes, sir.
JT, just don't let money
You
change
on
you,
it
man.
today.
Nah, man.
That's
I'm
right.
always be JTP. Always.
Listen, this has been Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that
It's that
cook.
cook.
That's what they do. That's what they do. Listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you will never miss another show. If you are watching us on Facebook, hit the like button. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you won't miss another show either. We will be right back here next Thursday, 9 o'clock. It is what we do. We had such a great time with the whole team tonight. I love it.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And y'all know we are like in year 7, I think it is.
Mm.
We're working on this kitchen talk thing. Isn't that something?
It's
It is
awesome.
Yeah.
flying by. It is flying by. So thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you again next week. It has been a pleasure. Good
Oh, like always.
Good night.
All right.
Let's talk.
I have
What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cook. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cook. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?